Benvenuto. Welcome to the Untranslatable podcast. We are here covering some Italian things this wonderful episode. We are on episode 11 here, and I am with my signore, my good buddy, Jared.
Buongiorno, buonasera, ciao. Hello, good morning, good evening, hello everyone. Please follow us at Untranslatable1 on Twitter, on Instagram, Untranslatable Podcast, and email us all your great Italiano. We really need to chill. We've already been going heavy on the Italian.
Right.
We're not even a minute into this thing. Email us at untranslatablepodcast@gmail.com and tell us your untranslatables, your travel stories, mishaps, your tips. Say hello.
That's right.
You know, I'm a nice guy. Just say hello.
I'd say you're fairly friendly for the most part.
You know, wish us happy holidays and stuff. I guess when they come, none of them are coming anytime. None of them are around.
Not yet, but who knows? Maybe there's some Italian holiday somewhere near, and some of our Italian listeners can send us some interesting information.
You know, that was I did not do any. I mean, Italians do love to relax. So
I mean, you're not wrong.
They'll make it.
Who doesn't though?
I mean, of course.
Right?
That's quite a stereotype. They love to relax.
I feel like they're not the only people where that's kind of a stereotype.
No, definitely not. I mean, Spain gets it too, but they have
their siestas in
similar cultures. The relatable cultures.
Right.
I mean, Americans, we like to relax.
Oh heck!
But we also get the workaholic stereotype.
That's true. I feel like the American way to relax though is like the most convenient way to relax. You know what I mean? Like you're sitting in the pool with like a floaty.
Racism.
And oh god, he went there.
So I read this story the other day, and I want to talk to you about the story. So, you're familiar with the McDonald's Monopoly game, or the McDonald's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it started in. Well, let me back up. I read this article in the Daily Beast, and it was written by Jeff Maish. Jeff with a J.
Something.
And
not Geoff?
No. That's the only reason I'm reading this is because it's Jeff with a J. The respectable Jeff. And it's called How an Ex-Cop Rigged McDonald's Monopoly Game and Stole Millions. Have you heard about this?
Intriguing. No.
Dude, I read this thing. This is a long article. I don't know exactly how long it was, but I read all of it. And
give me the cliff notes, my man.
All right, so Jerry Jacobson, he worked for...
it would be Jerry Jacobson.
Jerome is his name, too. It's Jerome. You wouldn't expect that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but you went by Jerry.
But it goes by Jerry, okay.
He wanted to be a cop, but... Well, let me back up. So, Jerry Jacobson, he wanted to be a cop. Yeah, he wanted to be a cop, and he was first injured, and he got to be a cop. And in 1977, he was injured, and he had a prolonged medical leave, and he was out of so long that eventually he had to be released from the force, and he had a rare neurological disease. His wife, Marcia, who was a cop, she got a different job and got him a job at a place called Simon Marketing. And Simon Marketing worked with Dittler Printing, and they did printing for McDonald's. And they had a
I'm starting to connect the dots.
$500 million McDonald's account. That number is gigantic, but it really has nothing to do with how much money.
500? That's still crazy.
I mean,
though.
and I read this article actually twice, and I thought about that number because that's crazy. And this is the 80s. This started in 87. And $500 million. But then you think just how many like cups, how many hash brown packets, how many fries, and they were in magazines, just how many places that these things showed up. It starts to make a little that number sounds insane, and it is insane in general, regardless of but like it was like these things were everywhere. I mean, then they weren't just in America too. So I was like, I guess that number kind of makes sense. But just hearing it and seeing it written out, it's like, damn, how many zeros is that?
I wonder how many zeros it is now, because I feel like McDonald's has expanded even more around the world. Like it's
it's probably in the billions at this point.
That's so crazy.
For sure. I wonder if it's the same company. I couldn't figure out if Dittler was still the company doing it. Simon Marketing, we'll get to that.
Okay.
So his wife worked at this place, and she got him a job, and he worked his way up through the ranks, and he was the chief of security for this McDonald's account. And so as the chief of security, early on, sorry, I was looking at my notes. I wrote a lot of weird shit. Anyway, wow, yeah, I really did. I really went way too in depth on this as I'm reading now.
Do I need to get out the horn?
So anyway, his job initially was to oversee the shipping and the handing out of the high dollar wins. So like there were cars, there were $1 million ones, there was 100,000, 200,000, 500, 10,000 ones like those. He handled out those and specifically handed them out to the locations. And initially, it was only in America and Canada. Although Canada, there was a rule written that Canada was not allowed to get any of the big wins, like any of the high dollar ones. They were not allowed to get it.
Okay.
And so it started by saying that he took his job super seriously. Like he would oversee people that were handling them and like pat them down and like check the bottom of their shoes, and like he was really a stickler for this shit. Okay. And eventually, when he started handling them, he couldn't help himself. He couldn't help himself. And I'll give him this. He started off smart in the sense that he didn't take them for himself. What he did was he gave the first one, which was, I believe, $20,000. 25, I believe. He gave $25,000 to his stepbrother.
Oh, wow.
And
nice.
In return, he asked for like a little mini kickbacks. So he'll ask for like a couple grand in exchange. And so eventually he started giving them to, it almost seemed like he liked to brag about it. And so he would then he started getting into, but he didn't like talk a lot about it, but he was easy to make friends. And he made friends with a mobster. I wish I had the article up now, but I don't even want to get deeper into this. And
this could be a whole podcast episode right here.
It could be. That's why I'm just giving you the cliff notes. Cause And so he got involved with this mobster, and he gave him a couple of the million ones, and in exchange he would
mob protection.
No mob protection. He just got paid for them, and he was like part of the family. I believe he I don't remember exactly how he was part of the family. Man, see, these are some of the details that we really have to get into it. But anyway, they start the article by talking about how this one guy, his name was Hoover. He had won $1 million, and there's a 1 in 250 million chance of winning the $1 million one. Oh, wow. And he was being interviewed, and the chief of like the spokesperson for McDonald's who came to everyone when they won. It's like, congratulations, here's your giant fucking check. There was like a sound crew and they were filming it, and he was talking about how. Let me just read this line. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I'm gonna find it
somewhere within your crazy notes.
Found it. No, I'm in the article.
Oh, nice.
The camera crew listened patiently to his rambling story, silently recognizing the inconsequential details found in stories told by liars. They suspected that Hoover was not a lucky winner, but part of a major criminal conspiracy to defund the fast food chain of millions of dollars. The two men behind the camera were not from McDonald's. They were undercover agents from the FBI. Hold on. Okay. The next line. This was a mixed sting.
Yes.
You know there had to be one. There had to be one.
Right.
But anyway, so he got caught up eventually giving a bunch of them. I mean, he would give. There was a point where he the only way people were winning is because like everyone was won by someone that he had just given it to. But he had these elaborate schemes where he'd explain people like you have to go here and say you won it here and like go to that McDonald's, and then some people even had to like set up fake residencies in a different city to make it seem like they were living there. And then he even like
that is elaborate.
He even got like a Mormon family involved at one point. And I believe it was the Mormon wife that ended up having a conscience and leaking to the cops. But at the end of the day, he this dude he was balling. I mean, right? Jacobson was out here balling. He had houses all over the place.
Get it.
This dude had he drove a brand new S2000, Honda S2000. Ooh, that's a nice car. He had a luxury Acura, a minivan, an 86 El Camino. And I mean, this was all just on the what do you call it? What did I just say? It was the money he gets paid for it. And so at the end of the day, he stole or handed out over 24 million pieces. $24 million in prizes.
Wow.
And eventually it got to the point where he was like. It was like, why is it that so many of these people have like criminal like backgrounds? Why is it that so many of these winners happen to have only lived in this city for like a week at this point? Like none of this really makes sense. Why is it that like they happen to have family that is neighbors with the guy that runs it? And so, the cops put it all together at some point.
Right.
But this was and he donated one of those $1 million ones. He sent it to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and even though McDonald's continued to pay them, and it was $50,000 every month, and they made the last payment in 2014 to St. Jude's of $50,000, all because
this guy, dude,
yeah, bro,
this guy, oh my god,
and all part of him, he's like, yeah, I feel like I could do this. Like this
is so crazy.
And so he so obviously he went to court and he went to jail for 37 months. And
that's it.
He had to pay.
Dude, when he came back, he was probably still balling out.
He had to pay. Oh, probably. I'm sure. I mean, if he's smart enough to hide money, you would hope so. But he also had to pay $12.5 million in restitution. And I think I don't have it written down here, but he definitely like the full amount that he could have been charged for. Oh wait, maybe I do. Oh. With each of Jacobson's 9 charges carrying a 5-year penalty, investigators warned him he'd be 104 on his release date. So his initially, he would have been in there for 45 years. Is that math?
Yeah.
But
somewhere around there.
But he's out now. I believe he's out and still alive now.
Oh wow.
I remember.
That's crazy.
Welcome to Untranslatable. I remember when I lived in Germany, and They were doing the Monopoly thingy, and my mom wanted a Mini Cooper, and that was one of the cars they were giving away. So I would save them, and there were 3 pieces: the middle, the front, and the back. And I had 2 of them. And in the back of my head, I knew it's like McDonald's is not dumb enough to have all 3 of the the pieces for a goddamn car to be within like the 10-mile radius of McDonald's, like the 4 different McDonald's I went to. Probably why I lived in Dusseldorf. It's like, yeah, no, I think there's even like 12-year-old me is like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. I feel like I gotta go to like somewhere in Namibia to finish this thing off.
Gotta go to another continent to find the missing piece. Right?
I'm gonna like buy an old Land Cruiser and go on a journey to find the missing Mini Cooper. There's this
make that into a movie.
There's a McDonald's warehouse somewhere just with one dusty 2004 base model Mini Cooper sitting down there that no one won.
After
Jacobson's
nobody won
driving
that, somebody took that home.
Oh, for sure.
I was gonna say, he
for
was
sure.
Like, hey, you guys still got that Mini Cooper? 'Cause I coincidentally somehow have 3 pieces.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, I don't. This random person that's like oddly connected to me has.
What if he did go to like, for example, no other restaurant does that really though. Because I would say, what if he went to some other restaurant and happened to win? And he just he'd win like 50 grand. He'd be like, I can't turn this in. No one's going to take this from me.
Right.
They do one Google search and it's going to blow up with McDonald's thief.
I feel like that poor guy probably can't even play the lotto anymore. They're just like, no, dude, we don't trust you.
Yeah, I mean yeah.
I mean, obviously the lotto's a whole different ballgame.
Oh,
but
for
still.
sure. I mean, but they claimed that the chances of winning $1 million is like the chances of winning $1 million in the lotto. Like it is the same. It was 1 in 250 million.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I guess that makes sense because if there's one every cycle, you could just say, yeah, if there's one, and everyone goes to McDonald's, especially in the 80s. So there's literally one, and and if you get it, you get it, and if not, then you don't.
Right. That's so crazy to think about. That is a lot of money. My question for you, Jared, you think that mobster was maybe Italian?
I actually believe he was. I wish I had his name because that's a bold claim to just blow off like that.
That is true. That is true.
He could
Sadly,
be.
I feel like that's a negative stereotype of a lot of Italians or Italian Americans is their involvement in the mob or something else.
Yeah, I mean every culture and it's also weird that is their stereotype. Maybe just because they've made the most movies about it, but every culture has their mob.
Oh right, right. Like the Japanese.
Yeah,
even I think the Chinese also have. I think it's called like the triangle.
The triads
Or something like. Oh, thank you, triads.
Dude, there are gangsters everywhere.
That is true.
I mean, Europe has like the Irish are known for having it. They're known for gangsters, but there are gangsters everywhere. I mean, I'm sure there are German gangsters. There are drugs everywhere. How do you think those drugs are getting in there?
That's true. My question for you, Jared: who do you think is the gangster of gangster out of all the gangsters? You think it's American gangsters?
I will tell you the answer to that. Pablo Escobar.
Oh, dude, yes. Good. Yeah, but he's not alive. I'm talking about now. We probably don't even know.
Yeah, you don't know. If we knew, we'd either be dead or in on it somehow.
That's
so either
true.
way, I don't know.
That is true. Well, anyways, we're here at Untranslatable to bring you some untranslatable phrases every episode. And this week, our focal point is Italy and all things Italian. Believe it or not, I don't think Jared has any Italian phrases, but I have some for him. So I'm going to give you the first one, Jared.
Okay.
See if you know it. This is... One second, let me listen one more time. Me fregista. Me fregista.
Is gesta like the same as gusta in Spanish? I don't know what gusta means. Me gusta.
I don't think so.
Just give it to me. My Italian is non-existent.
So, well, do you want the Wiktionary definition or the Urban Dictionary definition?
Give me Wiktionary first, then Urban Dictionary.
Okay. So noun, menefregista, is a person with an uncaring or couldn't care less attitude. So I feel like sometimes you can be a bit of a menefregista, Jared.
Oh, thank you. I mean...
Now let me give you the Urban Dictionary, and when I give you...
What's the actual translation of it, like the literal translation?
When I looked it up on Google Translate, it just said careless.
Okay.
But here, and then the Urban Dictionary definition, which we all know is the truest of true definitions.
Of course. I mean, this is what drives culture and society.
That's right, Urban Dictionary.
I'm not speaking this old Bible English like they have in a dictionary.
Right? We need that Urban Dictionary.
I'm from the streets.
It is... That's right. So here it is the Sicilian dialect for someone, in quotes, someone who simply doesn't give a fuck.
Okay. No
There
fucks
you go.
given.
No fucks given, man.
Mini
Menefregista.
fregista. Wait, say it again.
Menefregista.
Mini fregista. I'm keeping that one.
It's a good one. You should get that tatted on you, dude.
Jared, be careful. That's not safe. Mini fregista. What?
That's right.
Call an ambulance. All right. Well, we're going to be talking a lot about Italian. And so I thought I'd switch it up a little bit. I not forget some of our other homies out there, like the Hebrew people.
Oh, nice.
Israeli,
Okay.
I guess you wouldn't call them Hebrews.
I don't know. Can you call them?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Turn
what's
to
culturally appropriate there.
Hebrews chapter 3, verse 7 in your Bibles. My Hebrew phrase is hamshush.
No idea.
Hamshush. Hamshush. That's probably how you say it.
I don't know what it means. So what was your untranslatable again, Jared?
The phrase is hamshush. Or maybe hamshush. Hamshush.
Chamshush.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, of course, you know what that means. So just go ahead and tell the audience.
Right, of course I do. Man, I wish it was like last episode, just getting them all right.
I know. This one's a little tough.
I have
though.
no idea. What does it mean?
So hamshush is a combination of Yom Hamishi, which is Thursday, Yom HaShishi, which is Friday, and Yom Shabbat, which of course we all know what the Shabbat is. That's Saturday.
Uh-huh.
And so, I mean, the meaning's obvious. It's just their word for the weekend. That's how they say. So they say like, when are you free this week? Hamshush Gever is how you say when you free this week.
Okay.
Or no, that's the answer. Why is that? That's so weird. The sentence they gave me. The first part of the sentence is in English, but then the response is in Hebrew. That really threw me off. Why would you do that?
Why not? Just trying to make life difficult for you, Jart.
All right, I have one more Hebrew one for you since I'm on this Hebrew. Sometimes you get on that kick. So
right,
this one,
like you were on the Afrikaans kick last. Episode.
I might get back to that one because there are many other good ones for them.
You should.
So here's my next Hebrew. Ooh, this is a longer one. Metat shadesh shaddai. Oh, hold on. This almost kind of feels like it's offensive.
Probably.
When is this crossing over to full on? I might as well just say like the N word over and over again. On the, it'll be less offensive. I guess it would be less offensive. I'm black. Anyway, back to this butchering. Metate shadash metate tov. And that's kind of phonetic. I don't know if it's matate or matat. And I do know tov. I've probably said close to right.
Okay.
And that means a new broom is a good broom.
A new broom is a good broom, huh? So something that's new is something that's nice? I don't know.
Can I give you an example?
Sure.
So at work the other day, I was talking to my boss, and he was asking me, he's like, I need to get some information from someone else. Should I go to this person or should I go to this person? Mm-hmm. And I said, go to this person. He's new. He'll probably answer you quicker because he's still like in that new guy phase. By the way, I was right. He got back to my boss right away. But nice. That is essentially what the phrase is saying. It's used to describe a new employee who is good at his job or her job, and simply because they're new.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like they're still in that good behavior phase where it's like sucking. I don't want. It's not sucking up, but it's just like they're good because they're new. Like, of course they're good. Let's see how they do after a couple of years once they've been broken down by this godforsaken hellhole.
Capitalism at its finest, Chart.
I like that one though. A new broom is a good broom. That's
a good one.
Yeah.
That new broom of an untranslatable was definitely a good one.
Grazie.
There's for sure. Grazie. All right, Jared. Well, speaking of Italian, I have an Italian untranslatable for you.
Okay.
Let me listen to it one more time. It goes, che figata.
Che is how or che figata?
Figata. Mm-hmm.
How do you figure?
Oh, that's a really
good
guess.
Figata, I just assumed was figure. that was a pretty.
Figata is fig.
Oh, okay.
And che figata, the literal translation is what a fig.
Okay.
What do you think it means?
What a beauty or what an idiot?
Oh, that's a good guess.
One of those two.
Apparently, this means cool in Italian.
Okay. What a fig. That sounds like really. Why you said it was similar to something we say?
No, the word fig and
Oh,
figata.
I
is
got you. I
similar.
got you. I got you.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. What a
Mhm.
fig.
Get them cognates, Jard.
Man, I can't wait to sound like such a weirdo at work just using all these English translations, like phonetic English
What a
translations.
fig. Your boss says something to you and you just won't respond with cool. You're just like, what a fig.
Email Jimmy. A new broom's a good broom.
You're going to be like, can you imagine like 20 years down the line, like
I'm
just
gonna make
chilling
a.
in your office and somebody's like, yeah, he says a lot of weird shit. I don't know what's wrong with
yes, dude. I see those people now, like, and like especially some old people where it's like, especially salespeople. I remember there was like the sales conference and we're all at it, and it's just a bunch of old white dudes. Like legitimately, there's I think one woman and some like a couple Mexican dudes. Then just a bunch of old white dudes.
Okay.
And when I'm there, I'm like they all just make these like lame ass jokes. And I asked my coworkers later, I was like, do all of these people just think they're funny? They're like, yeah, that's just kind of part of the personality. And I'm like, yeah, these
that's
are the
great.
worst. I mean, Chad could think of a better joke off the top of his head. And
Sometimes.
Chad's jokes of the pods are better than these. Although I will say, at those situations, there was a lot of jayas. A lot of that
okay.
laughing just
because the jokes are so bad.
Yeah.
Right. I like the reference. Nice.
Thank you. I actually have that written down. I like that one.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of solid ones.
Oh, for sure. And we'll have plenty more.
Yes, sir.
Stick
And
around.
Exactly. I got another one coming at you, Jared.
Hit me.
All right. So once again, like I said, all of mine for this episode are Italian, and this one is
Bellissima.
cavoli riscaldati. Cavoli riscaldati.
Is riscaldati anything to do with risk? Like a risk?
Nope.
Riscaldati.
Well, I don't know, but I can tell you cavoli is cabbage.
Okay. I thought that was some sort of food. I just had no idea
And
what food it would be.
riscaldati is it means heated. So
Heated
this means
cabbage?
Heated cabbage. Yes. What is heated cabbage, Jared?
Smells bad?
Nope.
Angry?
Nope.
I
This
don't
is
know.
a really good one. I'm going to start using this one. It is so the meaning of this is the attempt to revive a failed relationship.
Oh, that's good.
Heated cabbage, isn't it?
Don't reheat cabbage.
Right? Exactly.
Oh, I like that one. I'm going to use that one too.
Ooh, and let me give you another one, Jared, that's similar to this one. Minestra riscaldata, which is reheated soup.
Soup reheats better than cabbage.
Right.
So is this like a positive getting back together? Like a positive form of it where it's like, listen, I told you not to heat that old cabbage, but turns out that cabbage is some fresh soup.
1 second. I'm trying to find because it doesn't actually give me a good. There we go.
This is how we do it. Untranslatable on the fly.
Oh no, it's the same thing. Usually referred to relationships with an ex-partner, conveying the meaning that a relationship with someone whom you've already been with can't work very well. So
You know
they use
what?
both of those.
Now that I think about it,
Interesting.
soup can be tough to reheat. Sometimes the noodles will get a little soggy.
That's true.
So that's fair.
Those
Don't
soggy noodles are like that.
Yeah,
That soggy relationship.
don't get your noodle soggy. It's not worth it to reheat the cabbage.
Right.
All right, I got one for you, and I'm gonna apologize in advance. I don't know if I'm gonna do both of these. One of them, all right, I'll start with just the one of them's Albanian, and this one I like. This one I might use this one actually. And I don't know how to say. I couldn't even really find the translation for this on.
Oh wow. Okay.
There was no
Interesting.
translation on Google Translate. Like you couldn't do the voice back at you.
Right. Oh okay.
But I'll give it my best shot, the old college try. Techen Hiliab. Techen Hiliab.
No idea.
Liquid bread.
Ooh, liquid bread. Interesting. I'm trying to. I don't know, something that's like. I don't know, something that's bad. I don't know.
You're gonna pinch yourself for not getting this once I tell you what it is.
Okay. Well, tell me.
Starches.
My pinching fingers.
Starches and grains
Uh-huh.
used in the brewing process to make beer. Liquid bread is beer.
Oh, you're right. I am pinching myself.
Yeast.
Yeah, makes sense. Liquid. You know what? That makes
Oats,
sense.
even oats.
I've
Wheat.
heard people refer to beer also as like a liquid meal.
Yeah.
So like liquid bread. Okay. All right.
I like that
I
one.
got another Italian one for you, Jart.
How many do you have?
I have as many as you want to do. We could do this for hours,
okay.
but I'll make this my last one because this one is pretty good.
All right.
Conosco I miei polli.
Conosco I miei polli.
Mm-hmm.
That just sound like it was fun to say.
is
I don't
fun to
know what
say.
it means.
And it means I know my chickens.
Okay. Well, see, this isn't fair. I only slightly kind of remember what this one means because I stumbled upon it in my previous untranslatable research.
Oh, okay.
But
what is it?
I don't know. Give it to me.
I know my chickens means either I know who I'm dealing with or I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking.
Right.
I wonder
Makes
why
sense.
that is though. Like, why chickens? Why do you know? What do you know? What do you know about chickens? What are you hiding?
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it's just because right here it says no doubt. This phrase was no doubt uttered countless times over the years by Italians who had absolutely mastered the art of cooking poultry and resented those who questioned them.
Yes, I do remember that. I remember that. Because I believe that's why they say it, because chicken is commonplace, obviously, and it's
Right.
one of the, it's easy to cook. So it's like, how dare you question me on cooking chicken? Like, this is the easiest thing to cook.
Right.
I know my goddamn chickens. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I can imagine my grandmother saying that. If she spoke Italian. If she spoke English, I'd be like, I mean, she does speak English, but I'd be like, oh gosh, it's time to take grandma to a home. She's
Right.
saying
Poor
weird
grandma.
things.
Grazie.
I was say grandma, but I was like, that's how no one says grandma like that. Nana. I don't know how they say it.
I don't know.
Oh,
either.
ma.
Didn't do my research. You got any more translatables for us tonight, Jared?
Let's spare the audience and just go out on an Italian one. I do, but
Okay.
I don't even know how to. Like this one, I'll just explain it to you. It was Maltese, and I don't even know how to begin
Oh, wow.
to say it. And that one also didn't come up in the. But we'll get back to that one because I do like the phrase.
Nice. Sounds good. We definitely will have more episodes in the future to cover.
Yeah.
More untranslatables. So as I have mentioned, our main topic of the evening or of the episode is Italy and all things Italian. So for our listeners out there, I have never been to Italy before. Fortunately, we have 50% of the crew has been to Italy, a.k.a. Herr Jart. So, Jared, are you going to give me some tips on Italy, or how do we want to start this segment?
I'll give you some tips. Let me give a disclaimer.
Okay.
The last time I was in Italy, excuse me, I'm actually drinking some liquid bread right now, and that's probably
Nice.
part of the problem. Last time I was in Italy I was probably 14, so I don't
been a
claim to be a professional.
I'm
just
claiming
here
you're a
to-
professional.
I'm just here to shed some of my. So I'll go through some of the cities I've been through. I've been to. I actually not when I sat and thought about it, I've been to Italy more than I thought. I've been to Rome, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and it's great.
Nice.
It's great. I mean, it's a classic. You got it in seeing that history, and reading those dates, like when some of that stuff was made. Even in Austria, the oldest thing there, I believe, was a Roman ruin.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Like just reading some of those dates and being like, that doesn't mathematic. That doesn't even, you can't even. It's like when someone tells you the sun is 600,000 miles away from. It's like okay, like when you see the city, it is everything you think it is, and it's great. The food's great. It was great. Then I went to Venice. Venice also beautiful. I mean, Italy's fucking beautiful. Let's just get over that now. However, the water gets old fast. And
in Venice?
yes, the water gets old fast. There's always that smell of water in the air. You know, like if you're in the south and
Okay.
it's swampy, it's almost got that little swampy smell. Not a
Okay.
fan of that. That gets old. Also, I don't like if I'm in Italy, I don't want any reminders of Louisiana. That's
Fair
rule
enough.
number one on my list. Hey, before we even get into it, tip number 1: don't go to a place that reminds you of Louisiana if you're trying to go on an Italian vacation.
We're about to get a bunch of haters from Louisiana now.
Bring
Thanks,
it on.
Jared.
Bring it. It's gonna be my mom. Oh, where are you gonna go for Christmas?
Not Louisiana.
Yeah, great. I'll go to Venice if I want to be yelled at and have it smell like water. Anyway, I also went to although it was beautiful and like it is cool to see, and it is like something that anyone in any sort of normal city, which is every other city, you can't really comprehend like what's going on. Like it is something cool to see.
Can you imagine living there?
No, it seems awful. A lot of walking, obviously, but I mean, it's like it seems no. I don't. Do people live like? Do even people that like live in Venice live in the city limits, or do they live in like the Coconut Grove villages of Venice? I don't live in Venice. I live outside of Venice.
Yeah, I have no idea. I live in Metro Venice.
I wish I could remember where actual driving roads end and where the water starts. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know where that is, though. And I've also been to Turin, which I wasn't really there for vacation. My mom, her job, had an office there, and I don't even really remember how we ended up there, but I only say the mom part to say that we weren't like in any nice area or anything. That almost was just like that could have been Troy, Michigan, the area I was in, because it was a businessy. It was nothing special, but it wasn't anything. I mean, Troy, Michigan, but Italian, so nicer shoes and stuff. And then
probably taste your food too.
When I was
stereotypes,
my international school did a ski trip every year, and we went to various cities, and it was they traveled around. And the one year I went, I only went once. We went to I don't remember exactly what the city was, but it must have been in Südtirol because they spoke German.
Okay, yeah,
that blew my mind. I was like, because I was on a bus with these people going here, and I was like, no one told me they're going to be speaking this weird fucked up German I don't understand.
Whoa there, hey, that's Bavarian. That's close to Austrian. Watch yourself, buddy.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, I mean it's a different type of Bavarian, but it is. I think their dialect is still Okay. Anyways, though.
So that was very nice. That was in the mountains. I mean,
that's
mountains
gotta be gorgeous.
It was gorgeous. It was great. And so, I have some do's and don'ts.
Ooh, all right.
For when you're in Italy, I want to just run through some of these.
Let's do it.
Let's start with
let's don't it. Let's do it and let's don't it.
Save it for the joke of the pod, Chad. Okay. This is
serious business.
Not time for any of your shenanigans. All right, let's start with some don'ts. Don't
wear white shoes.
Underestimate body language. Italian people speak with their hands. If you don't give, and it's a stereotype, yes, but as I say all the time, here's the thing with stereotypes.
Sometimes
by the
they're
way,
kind of true.
That's going to be another T-shirt. The Untranslatable podcast. Here's the thing with stereotypes.
That's good.
But they actually say, is that if you don't give any sign of life, quote unquote, just stand there with your hands in your pockets, while people will think you're like not interested or impolite or uncivil. Like it's almost kind of I'm not interested in what you're saying is essentially what that gives off. If you don't do anything. That's a funny one. Don't drink too much and don't suppose everybody pays each other's drinks in turn.
That's fair.
Don't drink too much anywhere. I mean, know your limits, you animal.
That's true.
This is hilarious. Oh, sorry. At first I even confused myself. I was like, these are the don'ts. I was like, do's. I was like, oh no, I'm reading don'ts. Don't laugh at churches, religions, the Pope, priests, nuns. Show respect. Older Italian people are religious and pay respect to church and religion. So
are younger Italians also religious?
I'm sure less so.
Okay.
But
those damn millennials messing everything up.
I know, right? Here's some do's. some do's and doo-doos. I really had to find any way I could to say doo-doo.
Did you? Okay.
I have a question for you. We'll start with this one.
Okay.
What is the greeting? What's the typical Italian greeting?
Is it ciao?
No. Let me be more clear. What's the physical?
I don't know. A kiss on the cheek?
How many?
2.
Yes.
Ooh, all right. That was a lucky guess.
The Belgians do it 3 times.
Okay.
And those gluttonous, goddamn French people are doing it 4 times.
Really?
You might as well just fucking make out at this point. Jesus Christ.
I mean, 4 does seem a little excessive. But
Yeah.
But maybe 4 is just enough to like be like, all right, I feel the presence of my friend. I don't know. I don't know.
What is this, Avatar?
Right.
Let's hook up Tails next. Although I will say, I joke, but when I was in France and like a French person approaches you for the 4, you're like, oh shit, here we go, I'm doing it, and you kind of do feel like you do feel like
here we go, I'm doing it. Oh,
it's like let's not go the wrong way and actually turn this into a French kiss, or should we?
Ooh, watch out.
And it does feel kind of
now I know
cool.
your trick, Jared.
It's kind of there's something about just being around the French though, because it sounds like the same as smoking cigarettes. It's like, if I'm in America, get your goddamn 4 kisses out of my face. Or get your cigarette out of my face, but it's like, how do you get your hand to dangle like that? Wow.
Right. I don't have that kind of skill.
Now, my next one is just general safety.
Okay.
The streets of Italy are they're not disciplined drivers. It's kind of a sporadic driving situation. You gotta be on your ball when crossing the street. On the ball. I remember when I was in Rome, every other car is just dinged up to the gills. I mean, I live in Philadelphia, and every now and again, I'll walk outside. This is every couple months. I'll be like, oh man, there's a random ding in my car. Mm-hmm. But you'll see this dents, and people being like, listen, I'll get this fixed, and before I even make it home from the body shop, this thing's gonna be scratched up again. So that also means that you gotta wash your shit on when you're crossing streets. Mm-hmm. And not all pedestrians, there are also jaywalkers, but the Italian jaywalkers know what they're doing. And that always gets you. I remember when I went to London, which is even tougher because they drive on the other side of the street, on the road. You got to be on the ball. Mm-hmm. A lot of people said this. A lot of people brought this one up to the point where it's like, all right, I get it. Relax. Mm-hmm. Pay attention to your clothes. Try to be elegant.
Okay.
Don't come out here looking bum. Don't come out here looking like you just woke up.
Right. No pajama pants and hoodies.
That shit will get you slapped.
What, pajama pants and hoodies?
Yeah. Yeah. But see, here's the tricky part, and here's my personal struggle. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you if you can relate. Tell me if you can relate to this. So, I agree with that. You gotta be on the ball. Wear your summer scarves. I'm kidding. I would not wear a summer scarf. I'm still an American. Don't forget that, everyone. But they also a lot of places also mentioned comfortable shoes.
Oh, because you're walking everywhere, man.
Exactly, which makes sense.
But no white sneakers. That's why I interrupted
Comfortable yet stylish is tough.
True. I feel like a lot of sneaker brands, though, are making some really comfortable yet pretty stylish looking shoes, really.
Yeah, I guess. Do I have to buy shoes specifically for, while you're in Czech Republic, and if you ever go to Italy, are you going to buy a specific pair of shoes just for Italy? It's like, well, these are my Italy shoes.
I mean, dude, I would probably have to go to Italy and ball out and get some shoes in Italy. When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Have one of those shopping sprees where Dancing Queen's playing in the background. That's and you're spinning in the piazza, with bags flowing.
All shoe bags, too. That's all they are.
Then cut to Chad in a prison cell, trying to, whispering to me through his Samsung QTU microphone. Jared, please get me out of here. I don't know how many more podcasts I can record.
Right. I don't know, though. I feel like I did that when I lived in Austria in a way. I got some clothes and stuff over there that I kind of wanted to blend in a little more because I feel like
for sure.
Americans, we do stick out a little bit with our clothing.
But if you're looking at multiple lists of things to remember, they might mention shoes, but everyone went way beyond shoes, and it's like, don't dress like some goddamn bum in these streets.
Right.
And I was like, I respect it.
Oh, definitely. They got style in Europe, man. They definitely do.
Yes. Another one is don't order sodas or beer for dinner. You eat that with pizza. What are you?
Okay.
What are you, a peasant?
Savage.
If you're gonna have a meal, what do you get?
Wine, right?
Yes, of course. And then and then obviously water. And then much like any, I mean, they also mentioned this, much like any sort of European place, there's no tap water, there's no free refills and all that stuff.
Right. That's just typical Europe, though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You get used to that.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm going to miss it, though, man. I love these free refills in America. I'm going to miss it.
Yes. Oh, it's the best. I don't take advantage of it that often, but it is the best. And that's one of those things where it's like, you don't realize that you miss it until you don't have it. And it's like, oh, man,
Definitely.
That's nice. That's nice having or getting a water cup at Chipotle.
Right.
And using that shit for Sprite. Because I don't give up.
So you are a, what was the word again?
Yes.
So you are a menefregista.
Wait, what was that? What does it mean again?
When you don't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, dude. Menefregista.
Oh, dude. I'm going to Chipotle. Menefregista.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Just make eye contact with the cashier the whole time while you're doing it.
Menefregista.
Let's just be like, who is this guy? What is he?
This weird black Italian. I have a couple tips for you. This is surprising to me, which I guess it makes sense because I remember when I was. Oh, well, first of all, buying fake designer brands is illegal, which I find interesting. I find that wording interesting,
Right.
because obviously selling it that makes sense to me.
Right. Why
But
is
buying it's illegal. Italy is known for high fashion brands such as Prada, Gucci, and Dolce & Gabbana. And the likes. I almost said and the likes in an Italian. And the likes. It's tempting to want to bring home a souvenir if you can find a great copy. I mean, are you going to get arrested for that? I doubt it. But I remember when I was in France, in front of one of those big churches, like people would set out their little, illegal selling situations, and there'd be like a lookout that would yell when the cops are coming, and they'd just wrap up the little stands like blankets, almost like the like when someone's running away and they have a stick with a like they wrap it up like that and just grab their shit and go. Also, just don't buy I mean, what are you doing? If you can buy fake shit anywhere, go on to eBay. This one I found interesting. Know the difference between northern and southern Italy. Do you know the difference? Well, you better know it. Take a guess. Do you want to take a guess what the difference would be?
Between northern and southern Italy?
Dealing with the people, not the weather.
Oh, really? Are southern Italians like more friendly?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yes. The big difference, this is a big one many people don't realize. Italy, like any country, has many different lifestyles and blah, 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 blah. Northern Italians tend to be more refined, stylish, modern, and white collar. Southern Italians are the more traditional, hospitable blue collar types. The descriptions are a bit generalized, of course.
Right.
But
like
for the most, of course, yes. I mean, that's all we do. Speaking of stereotypes.
Here we go.
But for the most part, that is what you can expect to notice immediately. The food varies greatly by region, of course, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So
here, can you give me like a northern Italian food and a southern Italian food?
Oh, you put me on the spot.
Yeah, I am. Better believe it. Because I'm curious about that, because I wonder if it's kind of like northern. I don't know. It's every country you go to, I feel like the north and the south are a lot different. Like the lifestyles, the cuisine, the style sometimes. I feel like the north of the United States and the south of the United States is way different.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah. With the food as well.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between... This is on-the-fly work right here, so bear with me, everyone.
Nice. Getting it.
All right. Here we go. Hey! Off the rip. I mentioned in a previous episode, I do months and months of research.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, I'm having a full-blown panic attack.
So what I try to do is your co-host.
The listeners can't tell, but I've...
Panic attack.
Well said, Chad. Anyway,
right.
Southern Italian cooking features the bright, lively Mediterranean taste that most people associate with Italian cuisine. From salad greens to seafood freshness is paramount to Southern Italian chefs. Peppers, eggplants, and tomatoes thrive in the warm Southern Italian climate, and they form the basis for some of the region's most beloved dishes. Eggplant parmigiana, tangy marinara sauce, and minestrone enlivened, I can't read, with fresh herbs are Southern classics. Oh, here's one more the Neapolitan pizza margherita. That's a classic.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Neapolitan style combines the best of Southern Italy in one delicious dish from fresh tomatoes, creamy mozzarella, cheese. I'm gonna get shot by the same family that stole all those McDonald's.
You probably are.
Not only are they talking about my family, but they're insulting our food,
language and our
my
culture.
cuisine, and my culture.
Nobody makes fun of the Italian food.
You can make fun of my family, but not the food. All right, well, that's a little taste into the Southern Italian food.
How about
Northern Italian fare. Mm-hmm. Thanks to its mountainous terrain and its proximity to Switzerland, Austria, and France, Northern Italy loves the land. The Piedmont and Lombardia regions of Northern Italy. I've heard Piedmont. They have great beef from Piedmont. Piedmontese beef is great. And they have great. I don't know. I know prosciutto is obviously in Parma, Parmesan. Mm-hmm. Those are all great classic Italian things. Anyway, I'm going off script. Let me just stick to the to reading.
Stick to your crazy notes, Jared.
Of Northern Italy are prime cattle country. Oh, that's what I was just about to say.
Nice.
And their cuisine shows it. Butter-based sauces. Ooh,
that sounds
just
good.
that sentence in itself makes me, an American, a little too messant. Butter-based sauces with rich cream.
Finger licking good.
Cream grace.
Cream fraiche.
Grace. Oh, excuse me. Let me just read this instead of having full-blown orgasms. Northern Italian cream with butter-based sauces rich with cream. Grace Northern Italian tables just as they do in France, but Italian chefs put their own delicious spin on them with fresh herbs and garlic. Stews and soups with the beef so abundant in the area are popular to the winter. But spring is for that succulent baby veal. I added baby. They didn't put baby. But that's what it is.
That is definitely what it is.
Thin, braided veal cutlets. You can almost hear it crying. Also an editorial. Are as popular in Italy as they are in nearby Austria. Shout out to the schnitzel. Maybe that's a little relationship there. Hard sausages. You're not the only one with the hard sausage, Italy. Of every description. Let's see if they describe any of them. No, I'm kidding. Description helped Northern Italians weather winters that came early to mountain valleys. The salami and other salted preserved meats, such as prosciutto, are Northern Italian delicacies, but have gone worldwide, of course. Go to your local grocery store and they'll have some knockoff prosciutto. Get out of here with that garbage. Anyway, Once again, I can't even stop. There's more good stuff in here. The
sure
Emiliano
there is.
Romano region of southern Italy is home to prosciutto di Parma. That's what I was talking about.
There we go.
And okay, one more thing. The mountainous one more. I realize I've gone on for at this point an hour and a half. The mountainous terrains at the foot of the Italian Alp lends itself to pastures rather than fields, so cheese has been a staple for centuries. The sheep, goats, and cows that graze there produce the milk that goes into Parmigiano Reggiano, Percino, Asiago, and Gorgonzola. Jesus. Formaggi, I could just say. I added that. They put cheeses. That was
there
me.
you go. Nice.
So anyway, which would you prefer, north or south? Let me break that down. North is more of like your hearty kind of foods, and south is more of your Mediterranean, almost Greek style, lighter.
I'd go south, I think, for sure.
I would too. I'm surprised you said that.
Really?
Yeah, I thought you'd say.
I'm just a hearty kind of guy, Jared. What can I say?
No, south is not the hearty. South is the Mediterranean.
I know. That's why I want the south. It's
okay.
Pretty hearty.
I got you. You got that taken care of.
That's right.
I think that there's more. I think there is something to, and this is dangerous what I'm about to say.
Uh-oh. Watch out.
Yes, you cannot get better pizza, pasta, and all that sort of northern Italian stuff. The cheeses, the ham, I get it. But I think there is something more unique to the southern fare that you couldn't get outside of there. There's something right. To the fact that these vegetables, these tomatoes, I've been whipping my grandma for months to get these tomatoes to be on point. And there's something to like these olives. My grandmother hasn't seen the light of day for years. She loves it, though. She loves it. Grandma loves it. I agree with you. I think I'd want to try the southern. The southern, I see myself on the beach. I see myself popping cherry tomatoes into my mouth as I drink a light wine on the beach with that one. So, here's the deal. I feel like I know you well.
Mm-hmm. I would say so.
And I feel like you don't want to just Rome's great. Go to Rome if you're gonna go. Mm-hmm. But I think if you're gonna go to Italy and Florence, also another good one. I've never been there. My parents have been there multiple times. They love it.
Oh, Florence.
They said that's their favorite for food as well.
Okay.
But once you go once, and if you want to go back, you got to go to a place that's not just your run-of-the-mill standard. Like, oh, I went to Venice. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, I have a canoe in my backyard. I live in Michigan. There's water everywhere. Relax. So I have a couple cities that are off the beaten path.
Ooh, all right. Let's hear them.
The first one is Bolzano Alto. Bolzano is the city, and it's in Alto Adige. Bolzano is the city. It's a bilingual town. It's in Südtirol, which is South Tyrol. Mm-hmm. So they speak German there, and
perfect.
That blows a lot of people. Yes, that blows a lot of people's minds. That is the north, though, so you won't get the food you want. Another one is Verona. Why is Verona popular?
I don't know. I've heard the name, but I don't know why. Tell me why, Jared.
Well, Billy Shakespeare had something to do with it.
Really? Oh,
that is
where one of his plays takes place, huh?
That's
Othello?
No, Romeo and Juliet takes place in Verona.
Okay.
And there's nothing better than visiting this 14th century place with the famous balcony. If you have extra time, don't miss the marvelous Roman amphitheater, where the summer months they have opera performances.
Oh, cool.
And one more. This one is oh, Jesus Christ, Italy. Alberobello Puglia. And Alberobello Puglia is a lovely town near Bari. It's the home to the truly cone-shaped white buildings that look like houses straight out of fairy tales. Look up a
Oh,
picture of this,
cool.
everyone. Obviously, you can't too, Chad, but ALBEROBELLO. It literally does look like it's like some place like where Peter Pan would fly through. Like that's actually what it looks like during the day. And this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Do you know what that is?
Oh, it's a. Oh wow, I'm looking at this right now. Wow, this is crazy. It just means it's like a historical protected place, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's protected under treaty, so you can't, do
Can't
stuff
bomb
to
it.
it. And well, hey, we're Americans. We can bomb anything.
Oh God.
I don't like where that went.
But this is a truly beautiful place.
It is,
oh
and
my
it has very labyrinthy. It's that typical Italian small city with the labyrinthy, super narrow streets that opens up into nice piazzas.
Nice.
And they drink a lot. They drink a lot of espresso. I almost said espresso.
Uh-oh.
Espresso. Do you? Are you a coffee drinker?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoy a good espresso.
Well, enjoy yourself a nice espresso.
You know I'm a coffee drinker. We drank so much coffee at the different coffee shops in Vienna.
Yeah, I thought maybe that was just like
Just a Vienna thing.
it's like, well, I'm at a coffee shop. I might as well get a coffee kind of thing.
True, but yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how you live your life every day.
I'll have
But,
to give you some notes.
I want to keep this Italian train rolling.
Let's do
I
it.
found this cool song of the pod. And it is by a Italian guy named Caparezza, which is, he's from an area called Molfetta, Italy, in the southern region of Apulia. And in his Apulian dialect, Caparezza, bonus untranslatable.
Here we go.
Woo, woo. I love it when I do that. I didn't even realize I was about to do that. In his Apulian dialect, Caparezza means curly head. And if you see a picture of him...
he is a... I don't know if it's politically incorrect to say he's a curly head, but he is a curly head.
It seems like it wouldn't be, but I don't see what's wrong with it.
Sounds a little weird, though, doesn't it? He's a curly head.
I mean, I think the head part of it. You curly head? Get out of here, you curly head.
Right.
Oh, God. When we have our soundboard, let's make sure that's not on there. So the song is, I guess it's hip hop, rap.
Yeah, I agree.
And it comes off a little goofy.
Oh,
and
definitely.
he sounds a little goofy, especially since we don't know what he says. But I know what he says because I do
you do.
months of research. So
You have a
I've
PhD in untranslatable podcasting.
painstakingly for you people
That's right.
comb through every single word. I know his family. Turns out it was his family that there's a lineage connecting him to McDonald's. I'm in trouble. This is how I'm trying to
We're
repay
connecting
him.
all the dots, man.
But Caparezza makes great music. So this song is from an album. I wish the album's called Il Sogno Eretico. I wish I had that translated. I don't know why I don't. I think a song erotic, maybe erotic songs. That's what I'm going to guess.
be.
That's what it kind of looks like.
Could be.
I mean, I could just translate it right now for the people.
You could. I think you should for the people.
So it is kind of a goofy song, but it's not goofy because apparently he's talking about some real shit. So the album in itself is let's see. I'm trying to read and talk. The album. I'm just gonna forget about it. Figure it out. I Sogno Eretico. I think it's erotic songs. Figure it out, people. I'm trying to talk here. So the album came out in 2011, and it is, according to where I read this, it was a concept album that urges its listeners to reject tenets and dogma and to use critical thinking. And this song that I chose also has Tony Hadley in it of Spandau Ballet. Have you heard of Spandau Ballet?
Nope, but I have now.
Do you know the song True?
Mm-mm.
I know this.
Oh, okay.
Much is true. That the guy that sings this much is true. That guy is Tony. The guy that sings that song is Tony Hadley from Spandau Ballet.
Nice.
And so the song is called "Goodbye Malinconia,"
Mm-hmm.
and it is Malinconia is Italian for melancholy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Maybe
And
that's why it's kind of a goofy song.
this song is I did research and it said this, and then once I watched the video, it makes sense. But this song is about the struggles of being an Italian immigrant in other countries, mainly the UK. And if you watch the video closely, it kind of makes sense. One, the first thing I noticed was that he has a gigantic backpack on his back, which I assume is supposed to represent his entire family and house, like his life on his back, because he's in England.
Right.
And people kind of look at him weird when he's walking around, and he's in all these jobs where, like, for example, he goes outside and his car is broken into, and then he tries to get a taxi, and halfway through the taxi ride, the taxi driver just pulls over and gets out of the car and walks away. And then so he has to walk to work. And so this guy is like, this worker is struggling with this heavy box. So Capareza runs over to help him because he's, and the English dude just gives him the box and almost has this like, why didn't you take it earlier, kind of like hand motion to him. And then he's waiting at a bus stop, and people like all just give him this weird look. And let me read some of the lyrics to you, because this I find this song fascinating once, and it is catchy. It's catchy as fuck. And if I don't care how goofy you think it sounds, it's catchy. And so let me just read a little bit of it to you. Melancholy. Everyone is concerned. Everyone is crying. Everyone hits rock bottom, like Andrea Doria, which is an Italian ship, military ship, I believe, that sank. People working hard don't have a dwelling. They lost the shirt off their back, not like Borat. People are lonely, drink alcohol, and stifle like John Bonham. The local council is more deaf than Beethoven when he composed the Ninth Symphony, and thinks that Dante said that this is the beautiful country where C is heard. A diploma was enough to pay the charges. You don't need to be a celebrity, neither to be famous, nor to throw yourself into politics with Ilana Staller, a porn star apparently, curriculum. And then he says, the chorus is, goodbye, melancholy. How did you become like this? Goodbye, melancholy. Tell me who made you change like that? Melancholy. Goodbye, melancholy. How did you become like this? Blah, blah, blah. Let me just read a little bit more of it. This song I thought was fascinating. Brain drain, money drain, migrants migrating from the shore. This is melancholy. A country where everyone screams, makes him saint immediately, sanctify. Obviously, this is translated.
Right.
Sanctifies himself immediately, and is actually full of leeches. The country kissed by the sun nowadays is the country of the UVA rays. It is not an oppression. The setup is deep, serious, deeper than a tuba. How can the people remain? The hands are tied like Andromeda, which I don't know if you know what Andromeda looks like, but it's a Greek god or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Greek, is it? Or Roman?
I think
probably
Greek.
Roman. It's probably Roman. It's a woman and her hands are tied behind her back, so what I'm getting at is this song, it sounds kind of goofy, but once you start to realize what it's about, and then once you like look at it, it's like, damn, this song is deep.
It's deeper than a tuba, bro.
Oh yes, way deeper than a tuba, and it is catchy too. So
give it a listen.
Yes, I'll tweet it out. Find it there, Untranslatable 1. And let me know what you think, because I think it's dope. Shout out to Capareza.
It's an interesting song, absolutely.
Do you have any comments on it? Anything you want to say? I feel like this has been the Jared episode.
That's okay. This has been a great Jared episode. You covered it, man. It's hard for me to really. I can only take the song at basic face value because I don't know what he's saying. I'd like to hear you talk about the lyrics and then re-listen to it and
right.
then maybe have a better idea. Right.
Yeah.
But it's got a nice nice melody to it. The guy's just really kind of goofy. The video's kind of funny, but it's good. I mean, it's definitely entertaining.
For sure.
And a lot deeper than I initially thought.
Before we close this Italy book, What you brought this up? Do you want to go to Italy? Do you have any plans of going to Italy?
Yes, sir. That's
on the list.
It's one of the reasons why I asked you about Italy initially. Is my plan is to hopefully head to Italy once I am over in Europe in less than 30 days. So
yeah, I can't believe it's so fast.
I know it's coming up. So I'm gonna definitely re-listen to this episode and use Jared's do's and don'ts to have a great time in Italy.
The Untranslatable podcast is soon to go international.
Yes, sir. Just wait till we get that soundboard. Just wait. But now, before we, as Jared said, close our Italian book for the evening, I do have a couple Italian jokes for you, Jared. We couldn't send the episode off without a couple good Italian jokes. So I got one that is a custom written one just for you.
Custom written.
That's right. Or
what kind of engine
original.
you got in that thing?
If I told you, I'd have to kill you, Jared. It's a secret. All right, Jared. What is the rough part of Italy called?
Oh, I don't know.
What is the rough part of Italy called?
The Venetian rug.
Oh, that's a good guess, but no. You ready for the answer?
Give it to me.
The rough part of Italy is called the spaghetto.
What? I don't even get that.
The spaghetto.
A spaghetto? Oh!
Oh, right? Like a ghetto, spaghetto.
I was thinking like physically rough. Ah, that's good. That's
Isn't
good.
it?
Spaghetto.
I thought that was pretty clever. The spaghetto.
That is a legitimate Giles. Like, that is the dumbest joke. But that's funny.
Pretty great. Also,
oh no, Timmy's gone to the spaghetto.
Exactly.
Giovanni.
But also, fun fact, spaghetto, I believe, is actually the singular. Spaghetto is the singular word for spaghetti. It's one spaghetti noodle.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Man.
All right, I got a couple other Italian jokes.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
All right, so I got one for you as well. What do you call an Italian with no arms?
Armenian.
Oh, what? Where did that come from?
Arm.
Oh, okay. An Italian with no arms. What do you call them?
Linguini.
No, nope.
I'm cracking myself
What
up.
do you call an Italian with no arms? You call them mute.
That's a good one. That's
right?
a good one.
They talk with their hands, right?
These ones are kind of like, they're not.
They're cheesy.
Thinkers, but
they're
thinkers
cheesy.
is not. Thinkers is not the right word for it at all.
Right.
But everyone requires me to just like stop for a second and be like, okay. That is a good one though. They're cheesy, but these are good. I like that one too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me see if I can think. Okay, hold up. Where was it?
Spaghetto.
What do you? That was a good one. All right. What do you call a fake noodle?
Oh, I know the answer to that one.
What is it?
Impasta.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
Pasta. Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think you might have used that one before.
I may have. No, I think I asked you the joke. What do you call a dead Italian chef, or what do you say when an Italian chef dies? He passed away.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Email us at Untranslatable Podcast to tell us if Chad used that impasta joke, because I'm not going to
sure I
back.
did. All right, I got one last one for you. Why are Italians so good at making coffee?
Because they have to wake up from their siestas.
Nope, they're not Spaniards.
Do Italians not have their
I don't know.
siestos?
Do they? I don't know. Well, the answer, Jared, why are Italians so good at making coffee? The answer is because they're good at espresso themselves.
Okay. Yeah, these are clever ones. Yeah. They're good at expressing themselves is what you're getting at?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Play on words with espresso, expressing yourself. I should have said espresso in that case, I guess, huh?
Yeah. I think what we need to work on, listen, You're in the early stages of being a comedian, but we definitely need to reorganize your set. So we go out.
My bits need a little work.
So we go out on a spaghetto or a mute.
Yeah, that's true.
Those were the highlights. Those two are my favorites.
You gotta end on a positive note. That's true.
Exactly.
All right. Well, now we have one last segment before we send our episode off. Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
And I forgot about that last segment because I don't know why. But I'll save the question for after.
Oh, all right. Off the air, Jared.
No. After the word, just a final.
Okay. All right. So I won't tell you because then it'll make it too easy to guess. But I will say this: this word relates to one of our untranslatables a little bit tonight. The word is, this is our English word of the pod, effervescence.
Effervescence is someone's like aura or their smell. Is it smell related to smell by any way? But when I think of effervescence, isn't that a band, by the way, from like the 90s?
Evanescence is the band.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But
I think I might have just always called them Effervescence.
No, so effervescence means
a stripper's name.
So here, yes, that too. Here, I'll give you an example sentence, Jared.
Okay.
So first of all, it's a noun. I should have told you that. It's what type of word? It's a noun. So a person, place, or a thing. In this case, it's a thing. And the sample sentence I'll give you is the effervescence of sparkling wine.
The effervescence of sparkling wine.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. I don't know. Whoever says that, by the way.
So they're fancy. You got to watch out.
All right, douche.
This is what you say. This is what you say in Northern Italy, my man. Effervescence, and it means bubbles in a liquid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, effervescence. Kind of reminds me of your liquid bread. Untranslatable. Bringing it full circle.
I did not know that's meant. That's
effervescence.
Interesting.
It's a good word, isn't it?
So could you say like Coca-Cola's filled with effervescence? Effervescence?
Yep, I would say so. Or you could say I enjoy the effervescence from Coca-Cola, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, we're learning new things here on the Untranslatable podcast. One of our many goals, and so we're wrapping it up here with our episode 11, the Italian edition. Do you have any? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you wanted to ask me something though first, right?
Yeah, I have a proposition for you.
Ooh, all right.
Will you promise us, or can you promise potentially to do a pod from the beach? Can we make that happen by any chance? I guess it's gonna be tough because we need Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I want a pod. I mean, because we're recording outside, especially in this. I did read in some of those cities there are some pretty empty beaches. It's not noise I'm worried about.
Okay.
I feel like having that ocean in the background would be so nice.
Oh, it would be.
But we would have to figure out Wi-Fi.
I tell you what, Jared. Why don't I go to the beach somewhere in Italy, record those sounds, and we just play those sounds while we make our podcast?
Okay. Yes.
Boom.
Dude, even better.
Make
better. Make it like one of those theater of the minds where you're in your we both record in extreme sound chambers. Nothing gets in or out.
That's right.
I scream in here regularly just for the hell of it.
Why not?
One has any. So just take those back to your extreme sound chamber, and we'll produce them. Make them sound nice. Fool the listeners.
We gotta do what we gotta do. Absolutely. we can't be a. Oh shoot! Where was it? We can't be a menengista. The careless.
No.
People.
If we give
there.
a gista about anything, it's this podcast.
That's right. You got it, Jared. And on that note, I think it is time for us to say thank you all for listening. Please follow us on Twitter. Untranslatable1 is our Twitter handle. Also, check us out on Instagram, Untranslatable Podcast, and shoot us an email with your untranslatables, questions, comments, concerns, and especially compliments. Thank you, and we will see you next time.